Hello class, I'm back. Sorry for my cell phone has reduced its value. Anyway, now for the second part. For the second part, it's going to be the functional resume. I'm gonna give you 1 minute to look at this. You can pause your video if you want to. Did you see the functional resume? Notice the keywords. Most of them are purely skills. Because in functional, it focuses highly on how to make it practically and how to make it functional. Now, the objectives and the skill summary is very different. Because in skill summary, you're going to summarize certain skills and summarize what skills are you going to show. For example, I'm going to illustrate to you in this. For skills, it shows the skill summary. I'm going to write it in a few sentences. For example, in skill summary, if we're going to use the bullets, it's similar to what you see in a regular resume. For example, practical thinking, use of MS Word, public relations, and, for example, critical thinking. With that being said, it's quite similar to a regular resume that is custom. However, in a form of a sentence, it's quite, you are making an objective. For example, no. Then, for example, this shows my following main skills that will benefit your company's credibility. Critical thinking for tight situations and public relations for sensitivity and values of teamwork. So I'm focusing the skills in critical thinking and public relation. When I'm focusing on critical thinking, public relation, that means to say those are my key skills that will help me improve my abilities and capabilities. Now, that is for skills. The next one is the professional accomplishments. In professional accomplishments, unlike in chronological essay, when you're showing your achievements and your responsibilities, this one is more of skills management and more of things that already have done in your company. This is why I hate functional resume. I told you this before. Because in here, one requirement to make a functional resume is that you need to have a job accomplishments. Because once you don't have a job accomplishments or an experience of doing work, you cannot determine of what you have accomplished in the workplace. Because in professional accomplishments, one requires to have a certain skill, or one requires to have an experienced job that he develops in that certain skills. So for example, I have the public relations and critical thinking. So my professional accomplishments will look like this. So for example, accomplishments. So in here, I'm gonna show you how to write one. So the first one is not bulleted. So meaning, hindi nyo siya lalagyan ng ganito. But automatically, ganyan na siya as it is. Kapag ganyan na siya as it is, ito yung lalagay mo. For example, your major skill is critical thinking. Now, in here kasi, when we see the professional, hindi lang siya yung naranasan mo sa school, no. You have to experience already having a certain jobs. Kaya nga minsan, some critics, which I'm going to show in the video, shows a huge disadvantage kung bakit ang functional resume very strict siya sa mga may trabaho. So, more likely, I'm going to display critical thinking of how you develop that. Now, for example, since in the sample, it gives more detail of the skill and how it relates to the job application. So meaning, how do you utilize this one? For example, critical thinking. Able to handle tough problems. Tough problems that needs deep and long solutions. And long solutions. Whereas in my last job, it happened when there was a financial debt in the institution and reflect a concrete solution. With that being said, so I just type here what details and skills that I have accomplished in my life. Now, on the second part, since I already discussed the first part about the details of the skills, you're also going to illustrate it very well, and this is very important. For example, of projects and situation utilized, you're going to put on what experience that you have encountered in your job. That's why in functional resumes, it's more likely experiencing on that skills that shows consistency on how you have already achieved your certain goals and ideas. So meaning to say, it's more likely an achievement. Now, in this case, examples of this is you're gonna tell to your resume your experiences. For example, in my experience, I have, of course, encountered in, for example, De La Vita Land Corporation when they have a shortage in auditing. So, you're just gonna put an illustration on the jobs or projects that happen in your skill. Now, you're gonna explain this briefly. Like, for example, example, I'm gonna write this one. Bella Vita Land Corporation, when they have a shortage in auditing, during that time, show that there were misplaced documents held. So what do you mean by misplaced documents held? Now, here's the situation. I showed to you that I am a Bella Vita Land Corporation auditor in this case. Now, since I'm developing critical thinking, so therefore, I am showing how did I utilize my critical thinking. So I utilize my critical thinking by showing that I can do this. So more often than not, I can accomplish this one. Because there's already a proof in my resume that I have done it and explain it how it's done. So the first one is explaining what situation, then elaboration. So situation, sa Bella Vita Land Corporation, elaboration, and when, of course, there was missing documents. So more likely, that will be the output of how your professional accomplishments work. In this case, it's also applicable to following skills. For example, the second skill is public relations. You're going to explain the skill, then you're going to relate it, and so on and so forth. It's like repeat the step that I did once again, but a different skill. The last one is work history. Now, in here, it's only a linear. So, what was it? For example, For example, I'm going to show it to you on the next video. For example, college instructor. There was in the first one. The second one is what company. For example, CHCC. Date started, then date ended. In my resume, in my custom resume, I'm going to show you that the formal and proper way of handling it. Then the educational degree is the same with the chronological test, yung format. And we'll be back for the discussion of the final part.